Hello and welcome to this lecture where we'll go into joins, the tutorial hands-on. We will generate some synthetic data, some data that I've basically gotten from ChatGPT. And what we will do is we'll create a table and we'll insert this data. It's very simple data of plants and plant care. It's the same example as in the concepts. If you have watched that video, if you haven't, take a look into that video. It's good to take a look into the concepts before you actually see the code. And now we will use the different join operations, for example, left join, inner join, cross join, full join in DuckDB and see how the result will become in the coding part. And in the next lecture, we'll go into using joins for the Sakila database. That is more involved. I will save that for next lecture and don't want to put it all into one lecture. Let's move on to Visual Studio Code directly now. Here I'm in Visual Studio Code and let's start with the terminal here. I will do make dir SQL. I don't need the data actually. Yeah, I'll just cd into SQL. And here I will do touch, generate data.sql, and I want to have joins.sql. Let me see if I need something else. Yeah, this should be enough. If I check ls, you can see there's this 2 here, and I can also click it here. I'll go into generate data, cd out, and here I will create a table if not exist. What do I want to create? I want to create plants. And here I want to have plant ID, integer, primary key. I make this constraint, the primary key constraint on it. It will be unique and it will determine the row, basically. Uniquely determine the row. Plant name text. Unique, the text, it should be the plant name is a text, string, or varchar, and it's unique. I cannot have the same twice. And I will have type as text as well. Yeah, this is my create table for plants, and I will copy this one. To copy fast, shift option down button or shift out down button if you're in Windows. I want to call this plant hair. I quickly jump each word with alt left and right or option left and right. It's good to understand how to work with Visual Studio Code. Your editor skills is very important. ID, this have ID and it's an integer primary key as well. I'll just call this ID like this. And then I will have a plant ID as well. And this is an integer. That is, you can see we have plant ID and we have plant ID. This is basically, it's a foreign key to this one. It's an integer and I don't want the plant name. Instead, I want to water schedule, right? Water schedule as text. And I want to have sunlight as text. Now it's same as the one that I have created in the table schema is same as the one in the concepts. Now it's time to insert some data. Basically, I'll just copy this one and then I'll explain it because you don't want to see me type it out. So insert into plant ID, plant name, and type. You can see here's the plant ID. And here are the different plant names, and you can see flower, tree, flower, succulent, flower. These are the these are the types. And here you can see for plant care, we have one for ID and the other one for plant ID, which plant it corresponds to. And the water schedule is a daily, weekly, bi-weekly, daily, and sunlight, how much sunlight we need to care for this plant. Now we have this. I'll just run this one. To run this one, we'll do DuckDB. I'll call it plants.duckdb and input the redirection SQL generate data like this. If I do DuckDB -UI plants DuckDB, and then I can do this to see that, yeah, we have plant care and plants. We can do dest for plants, for example, and you can see we have plant ID, plant name, and type. And also we can do dest for plant care, like this. And you can see, yes, we have ID, plant ID, water schedule, and sunlight. And we can do, for example, we can do from plants, for example, and you can see this is plants, and then from plant care, and you can see this is plant care. This I haven't done before, but when you do DuckDB-UI, you can use the CLI as well as the UI. It's good to know that you have several tools in your arsenal to work with. Yes. Now let's move on to joins, and I will remove this one, and I will put in the UI as well. Now we're inside of joins, and let's start there. You can see we have from plants and from plant care already. Let's start with a left join. Select from plants. And here I will use P. I could use as P, but I think for joins, I usually use just the alias without using as. From plants P, and then afterwards, what do I want? I want to do left join. It's actually quite nice that you can see the plants here. You can see we want to join from the plants using the plant ID with the plant ID in plant care. Left join, or actually left join plant care. This is the syntax. Left join plant care PC. This is the alias for that. On, here you choose which ID or which column. P.plant ID equals PC.plant ID. That is it for the join. And now when I have joined, I can pick out whichever column I want. For example, we can start with star, and you'll see how that looks like. With the star, you can see here, this is actually a full join. It's not a full join, sorry. This is the left join. And what it does here is that when you do star, you will pick all the columns here. You can see there's a plant ID, and then there's a plant ID 1, right? This is the plant ID corresponding to plant care. Here, these three comes from the plants, and the rest here comes from plant ID. Plant care, you can see in the plant care we have ID 1, 2, 3, and then the rest we don't have because we have done left join. It's based on the plants, right? That's why we have nulls here, because for 2 and 5, plant ID 2 and 5, they don't exist in plant care. That's why they are null. However, we can use this and actually pick out the columns that we want. I will decrease this one. I want to pick out, for example, the plant ID, but from P, from the plants. And then I want to pick out P.plants name. I want to pick out P.type. PC.water schedule, PC.sunlight. This I want to pick out from the different, let's see, remove that one, from the different tables. Here you can see, yes, now I've picked out these columns, and you see we don't pick out the other plant ID column and the other ID column, because that I didn't want to have. Let's continue now. That was the left join. First here we did the left join. Let's do right join now. And basically it's the same. I will copy this one, pull this up, and I'll do right join, and instead of left join here, I will have right instead. Everything else stays the same. And let's check the results. Is this what we expect? It is, because it is based on the right table, right? Here we have right table, the plant ID 1346. That's why we have 134. Number 6 doesn't exist in the left table. That's why they are null here. Plant ID, plant name, and type. they are null, and we see here 6 daily and shade, right? This is the right join in action, and with this we can continue to do full join instead. Let's see. Full join. This is like the union operator, right? Where you get everything from set A and everything from set B. Let's see how that will look like. And is it what we expect? Yes, we get everything from the left table. We get everything from the right table. That's why we have 6 rows, right? We have here 5. And we have also one more plant ID that doesn't exist here, right? We have 6 rows in total. And you can see here are nulls for the left table because that plant ID didn't exist. And we get nulls for the water schedule and sunlight in the plant care for 2 and 5 because 2 and 5 doesn't exist in plant care. Cool. That was full join. Let's do one more. Let's do cross join. Copy this one. And then we'll do cross join here. For cross join, you don't have an on here. You basically just cross join on this plant care. Let's see. With the cross join, what do you expect? You expect one row from table A is joined with all other rows in table B. And then the next one in table A is joined with everything else in table B, etc. We will have kind of a Cartesian product here. Let's see how it looks like. You can see it becomes 20 rows. Is that what we expect? It is, because we have 5 here and we have 4 in the other ones. 4 times 5 is 20. That's why we get 20 rows. Here you can see we have daily is the first one. We have daily against the first plant ID, which is rose and flower, daily on oak tree, and then we have daily on tulip, etc., daily on cactus, daily on sunflower, and then we have weekly on rose, weekly on oak, weekly on tulip, weekly on cactus. Like, it doesn't make sense for these 2 data sets to actually do this type of join now, but just to show you the concept, how it works. And later on, I actually have in the tips and tricks where I use cross join for an actual example where we unnest JSON data. That is quite interesting. Take a look into the repo and find the tricks in DuckDB tricks, and you will see that. With this, I'm satisfied with this one. I will do Ctrl-V to close down the connection, Ctrl-C in Windows, and then make sure to commit and push to Git and GitHub. In this video, we have worked with hands-on with joins. We generated some data using create table and then inserting some data, which was from ChatGPT. And then afterwards, we did some different joins. We took a look into left join, right join, inner join, and full join. And also we took a look into cross join. That was really interesting, and I hope that you learned a lot from this video, and see you in the next one where we'll go into the Sakila database and go into joining the different tables over there. Let's meet you there. Bye.